Hey, quick reminder, we're not all running the same race. I know it might seem like it because we're all part of this big game called life, but that does not by any means mean that we are actually all running the same race. It's going to be different for everybody. Our experiences are going to be different for every single person. We all have unique journeys. And even though we might see parts of ourselves and part of our own journey in someone else's story, still doesn't mean that we're running the same race. Now, I want you to remember that because we're coming up on the time when we start to, lose motivation towards those goals that we set up. The New Year's resolutions are starting to wear off. And I know it gets a little increasingly discouraging as you scroll through social media and you see all these people who are accomplishing all these fantastic things, right? Something to remember, as well as we're not all running the same race, kind of along the same lines here, is that you can't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. And you can't compare your chapter 5 to someone else's chapter 1, because I know I see it both ways. There's people who are, on one end of the spectrum where they're just starting their journeys, and I have to remind myself of where I was and the things I was doing when I was first starting my journey because I didn't know. And I mean, I'll admit, sometimes I do get a little discouraged seeing all the bigger pages on Instagram, and it's a constant reminder for me as well. I can't compare my chapter 2 or 3 to someone else's chapter 20. I can't compare me playing soccer to them playing baseball. Can't do it. It's not the same thing. With all of that being said, move forward with your journey, having grace for not only yourself, but others, as we are all trying to figure this out the best we can in the moment, because there is absolutely no manual on how to actually survive this adulting thing, right? And everyone we looked up to as role models to kind of guide us through this, we all thought they had their together. They did not. We're realizing that now. So have grace and patience with yourself and with each other as we move through this journey. Don't be afraid to ask questions so that way you can better understand somebody and actually see their perspective, or better understand their perspective of the world, or, for lack of better words, their map of the world. If you take a step back and actually listen, become an observer and not someone who's coming at it from a judgmental space or a critical space, but you're just very curious, very intrigued of this person, whether you have different views on politics or religion or this, that, or whatever, come at it from a non-judgmental perspective, ask questions that are completely curious and, again, non-judgmental, non-threatening, so that you can better understand the people around you. It's fascinating what you will find out about people if you just ask the right questions. So, how do you move forward and keep that motivation going? Remember that we're not all running the same race. I'm playing soccer, you're playing baseball, Billy over here is playing football, Janet over here is playing basketball. We're all playing something different, right? So don't judge your progress based off of somebody else's journey. We're going to keep that comparison in 2024, right? We're not bringing that forward. And the last part, just making sure that you have grace, patience with yourself and with others, and asking the right questions so that you can actually understand people better and move forward in more of a community standpoint. You don't have to be in this journey alone. Now, with all of that being said, let me know what part of this, if any part, actually resonated with you in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.